Seems dark in here. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's why, because my screen was weird. Hello, YouTubers. Nobody's online right now, so I'm talking to myself. Wonderful. It's 9 o'clock, and that means that it is HobbyPlex After Hours. Might be here for an hour, hour and a half, whatever I feel like. I do have a couple things I'm going to work on. I'm going to try to get my lights working on my truck. I was going to glue up my son's truggy tires for tomorrow, but I left the HobbyPlex in such a rush that I forgot glue, so can't really do that. And yeah, so show you guys here. So I'm working on getting scale points for my crawler, and I went through the Sorka Light rule book, and I'm trying to mix off all these different scale points and stuff to try to get my 30. And right now, I believe I'm maxed out at 27, so I need to find a few more. So just to show you guys what I did this week. So I took the headlights off my Enduro. Not the headlights. I took the windshield wipers off of my Enduro, and I made them fit onto my Proline metric body. The Enduro body's got these little places for the windshield wipers that come out, and this truck doesn't, so I had to kind of make my own. So what I used was, you know, those little brass pieces that you get for the grommets in a servo that nobody ever uses? That's what that is right there. And I put a 3mm screw right here, and 2mm screw, I'm sorry, and wound it through there, and then I tighten it down, and you can see that for the most part it goes right against the front windshields. So there's a point. And then as per my questions that I've had to one of the local top dogs that knows the rules and stuff, I have taillights on my truck, and I needed headlights, working headlights again, and I needed them in light buckets. I had headlights before, but I just put the little LED out there, and when it's on, you can't really tell. But here, what I did was I used RPM light buckets, and I had to cut them, and since they're not necessarily made for this front end, I took a reamer, and I made a hole big enough to put these light buckets in, a little bit of Dremel work, and I was able to kind of squeeze them in there the way that it looked natural, so it didn't look out of place. So they stick out a little bit, but they are straight with the body. And then the lights are in there. So hopefully the lights work. Otherwise, I would have done all that work for nothing. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to wire these up into my plug, and then I'm going to plug it into my truck and make sure that they actually turn on. Another thing that I did was, or I'm going to do, is I've got my driver. I'm not going to be able to do a full interior with the way my truck is set up, but I found in our discount bin this driver and steering wheel. This is from a low-C short course buggy body kit. Or actually, it was, you could buy this separate and make your driver. So I'm going to paint this and paint the helmet in my red and white and black and blue and purple. I think that's going to look pretty neat. And then this is going to get fixed. I'm going to have to do some cutting and stuff, but it's going to get fixed to the body itself underneath the here, somewhat like something like this. Let's see if I can get in there. So this will be fixed here, and I'm going to have something back here, probably a piece of Lexan that I'm going to bend at an angle. And so he'll be in there when he's painted up and stuff, he'll be in there about like that. You guys can, that's a pretty bad angle, but whatever. And that's another point, I think, or 2 points for a two-dimensional driver. And another thing I did was I went to my enduro body that I got, these racing things, and I got that jack in the back. So that's another point. And I'm going to put my fire extinguisher back on. That's another point. And after that, I'm not sure if they're points or not. Well, I think the mirrors are. I got these mirrors here from a Tamiya kit that I'm not going to use them on. And they're going to look kind of interesting. And I think the mirrors will give me another point. And then I don't think it's points, but I'm going to put these car handles on, the door handles, just for the fun of it anyways. So then this wing goes to my body. I got a brand new NSX body for the Tamiya Championship Series in GT2. So that's another project on my list. Woo! So a lot going on, but you can see yeah, they're going to look kind of goofy. I don't know if I'm going to like that or not. It's like they're wrong. Like they should be like this. They should be like that, but they go in like this. That slippery little guy. They go in like that. I think that's, I don't know what these are for. I thought they were side mirrors, but maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'll have to go back to my my RC four-wheel drive mirrors or something. So that's on the agenda tonight. And get a couple questions. So Alex, I have to run pro, right? Since I have a sponsorship. Yes, you get sponsored. Can't run sportsmen. Sportsmen are for unsponsored drivers only. So probably shouldn't have signed that contract until after the Techno Series was done. Wah, wah. At the Plex, you guys sell 1/10 scale Revo parts? Absolutely. Yes, we do. For both the old truck and the 2.0. They each have their own section. Stickers make you faster. Stickers 10 points. I wish stickers were 10 points, but they're not. But, you know, I actually wanted a different body. I wanted to use the Vanquish VS10 Pro there body, whatever they call it. But I finally got one, and I put it over my truck, and the body's pretty big on it, and it kind of goes over my current bumper setup. And I worked really hard to get the bumper the way I like it. So I changed my mind, and I just decided I'm just going to keep working on this truck body here. And if I have to, I'll just get another Proline metric body and paint it and make it fit. So because I had this grill 3D printed. Of course, I broke it, but that's just because my bumper hits it. So, you know, kind of is what it is. Robert says that's not Mountain Dew. I know it's not Mountain Dew, but I have one, and I'm saving it for tomorrow morning when I wake up. So my son doesn't have school tomorrow because they canceled it for coronavirus. No, so COVID-19, what do they call it? I don't really care. Whatever. While I'm working on this, something that I'd like to just discuss just really fast. We always, I work really hard to stay positive and um, to make racing at the Plex positive, open track. Everything's positive. I try really, really hard. And I know some of you guys that watch this that know me in person know that I can seem like I'm kind of a butthole sometimes. And the thing is I'm not. Like, I seem that way, but I feel like I'm not. So, like today, a family was in the track, and I went down there to say hello to some people before I left because I got to leave early. And there were some people practicing on the track that hadn't paid yet, and I just went up to them and was like, "Hey, have you guys paid your track fee yet?" Because I know they hadn't paid yet, but I didn't want to be like, because I know that that's not good. You're not supposed to treat people that way. But I did say, "Hey, have you guys paid yet?" And the one guy said no, and I'm like, "Okay, well, can you guys go do that? You're supposed to do that before you get on the racetrack." And I thought I was being nice about it. Went up to another guy, kind of said the same thing, and um, you know, basically what I'm trying to say is if I came across as being a jerk in that situation, I totally apologize. And I've tried really hard to not be rude or mean to people at the track or at the store. And a lot of times I'm busy with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going inside of here. I got to take care of the track. I have to organize the events. I have to get stuff put away so that people can keep buying it. All those orders have to get tagged. And all the while, we have customers that we need to take care of that we're dedicated to helping and taking care of and stuff. So when I work, when I work with people and stuff, even if it seems like I'm being, I guess, short is another way to describe it. Just know that it's not, it's hardly ever, put it that way, on the actual customer. It can be, but those people usually know they have it coming, and that hasn't happened. It doesn't happen that often at the Plex. Plex is a really fun place to be, and you just don't see that sort of thing very much anymore. So if I go down somewhere and I say, "Hey, have you guys paid for your track fee yet?" Or, "Hey, do you have your wristband for today?" Just know that that's my way of making sure to let you guys know that we don't ask a lot of things. We have a structure in place. We want you to come and pay before you get to the track, before you go on the track, because unfortunately we don't have a full-time staff member to watch over the track. It would be dumb to have one because the track's not always being used anyways. So when we ask you that, it's not out of what's the word? We're not like accusatory. It's not an accusatory thing. It's just that that place costs a lot of money to build, and it's still costing a lot of money to maintain and to have. And it's we would hope that we don't ask a lot. We just have a couple things. Obviously, don't drive backwards on the track. Try to stay on the driver's stand. Don't cause a scene with your other practicers or drivers or whatever, and pay before you get on the track. That's what it is. So again, if I came across in mean or rude in any way, again, I really apologize, and that's not my intention. So that sort of thing kind of bugs me sometimes, and I stay on it. So I dwell on it a lot, and every customer at the Plex truly is wanted, and we feel is special too. So I don't want to like chase anybody away because the way I talk or the way I present myself sometimes doesn't come across. Some people just don't get my sarcasm or my sense of humor, and I totally understand that. and I'm working on it, right? So I just want to share that with you guys. I know there's only 10 viewers right now, but hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. So I need to plug in my soldering iron and get that out of the way. I'm going to plug in my soldering iron. Hang on a second. So I hope you guys have listened to our latest podcasts. I know we put one out yesterday. I think there might be one coming out tomorrow, but my sister is the one that produces our podcast, and they both have real jobs, her and her husband, and the side job is basically the podcasting studio. And so I know with all this coronavirus silliness going around that her husband's been a little busy, so because he works at a news station. So the next one might not be out tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll surprise me, but I'm trying not to put on too big of a load on those guys or make them think that I'm on their case or anything like that, because I'm definitely not. How's it going? Daniel Explosions. It's a cool name. I like that name. If you guys have ever get a chance, you can get onto my other YouTube channel, my personal one, which is Gunter Loxes. It's GAUNTERLOXES. It is an acronym. Is that right? For my name, my full name. It's my alter ego, and there's some stuff over there that's pretty funny. Stuff that's not appropriate for the HobbyPlex show YouTube channel. Not really trying to grow my personal channel as much as I am the HobbyPlex show. Because this is where all the action's at. So yeah, I heard about the plane tickets and stuff being low. Emerson and I are planning a trip. So can we come tomorrow for Friday night and the day, not nighttime? So basically, this weekend is the Techno Series finals, which is a big deal. And we've had some people ask if we were going to cancel that. Absolutely not. We don't really feel there's a reason to, as of right now. So we're already inside of a building sniffing in nitro fumes anyways, right? So what's some coronavirus? So tomorrow the track opens at 4 p.m. I still have some stuff to do to the track. I have to clean, most importantly. And then I am going to try to fix the mud sippy hole off on the northwest corner. So the track is closed tomorrow for practice till 4 p.m. And then the track opens at 4, practice till 10 p.m. Last round, I let a couple kids out there with their rustlers and stuff like that, and they pretty much were broken very quickly because there's nothing but 8 scales out there practicing. So I kind of felt bad for them. And then another one put an X Max out there, and that was a little scary for just about everybody involved. A couple times it was going the wrong way on the straightaway, trying to hit some jumps, and it kind of just went up there. And you get a head on with an X Max. Well, the X Max is probably going to win. And people that came from Wisconsin, Colorado, North Dakota, they break their stuff and we don't have the part, well, they're done. And so it's probably not a good idea for just for any sort of like non-techno racer practice tomorrow. If you have a smaller vehicle like a Rustler or something, you can give it a shot, but just know that it's at your own risk. So, yeah, the track opens tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I might be able to open it up an hour earlier if I get done. So I still need to paint the lines on the track, and I really need to work on that the sippy hole to kind of dry it out as much as I can with some dry dirt, and then I'm going to redo the pipe over there, and then I got to clean bathrooms, and I got to clean the pit area and stuff out on the track, and that means I got to take the blower and do all that. So yeah, there's no racing tomorrow at all. Exactly. Yep, no racing. It's just practice from 4 to 10 for the Techno Series. And then Saturday, doors open at 7. Practice for those who did not practice Friday. And I believe I have it on the flyer till 9 o'clock. And then from 9 to 10 is practice for everybody, controlled practice. And then we start racing at 10:30. And then we get done, hopefully tomorrow, 8 or 9 o'clock. I guess I don't have to worry about getting home in time to watch Supercross because I canceled it. So, whatever. So just want to show you guys what I've been working on while I've been talking. I've cut the silicone off of my plug wire, and I twisted up the wire with my fingers. And I also cut the white wire, which is not needed at all, to just get rid of it and clean it up. So can I bring my Slash on the track? Well, yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. You can if you want to. Just be aware that there's going to be big heavy cars going, and those are the guys that are really worried about their lap times, and it's kind of a different group from our local group. So if you get ran over and broken, that's kind of what you're going to have to decide, but you're more than welcome to come out and pay the $10 like everybody else and give it a go. So Ashton, yeah, you said you're going to be there at 10. To be honest with you, I'll probably be there about 10:30, maybe around there. I don't know. It kind of depends when I wake up. Lately, when I have these big events and stuff, I tend to wake up earlier on my own, just because I'm actually anxious about a lot of stuff. I want to make sure that everything's done right, and I still have to figure out the prizes tomorrow. So yeah, I should be up there around 10ish or so. So that'd be great. You can help me with the sippy hole. We just need to grab a bunch of dry dirt and just fill all that in, and after that, it should be good for the weekend, because with the doors open, it helps the track dry out a little bit. So it drips from the ceiling, but it's not a leak, it's condensation, and that northwest corner is where a lot of the condensation kind of builds, and because our roof is angled down, all that condensation flows down to the very bottom there, and then that's where it drips down at. So one of my goals is to get that to get some gutters like I've done on other areas of the track, and really get that cleaned up over there. So we'll try to make it work. So so my soldering iron is plugged in, and now I'm going to get my heat shrink, and I'm going to cut my heat shrink about 3/4 of an inch, I guess, for each strand. See if I can point this down here. By the way, if I'm not sure if the ads come up during the live stream, but if they do, I apologize in advance. So you can see I've cut that heat shrink. Then I'm going to get a step bigger, actually. So here's the next biggest size. You know, actually, I've noticed that I tend to hum and sing more now when I'm at the track or I'm working, and that seems to be a pretty good like defense mechanism against coming across as a jerk face when I'm working. Seems to disarm people more. See, if you ever see me doing that, you know, it's not that I don't like you. That's just what I do now. It's just easier for me to handle things that way. So I'm just trying to strip this wire. I don't have wire strippers, so before anybody says anything, yes, I know I can use wire strippers. I completely agree. I just don't have any. So this wire is really thin. So what I'm going to do is I coiled it over on top of one another. You can see that. There you go. To give it just a little bit of extra strength. I'm going to put my heat shrink way down low so that it doesn't accidentally shrink up prematurely. Haha. So my son's been really into Star Wars again all of a sudden. I'm not really sure what's going on, but he's out there playing Battlefront, which is pretty cool. He's rewatched the entire season of Rebels. Not really sure what that's all about. Love Rebels. Great show. Probably already said that. So there's my other one. And now, hopefully my soldering iron is hot and not all crappy. Guess we'll find out. Oof. Oh, there we go. It's kind of crappy. Full disclosure, last time I used my soldering iron, I left it on for 3 days, so I think it's toast. Luckily, I didn't burn my house down. Also, luckily, I happen to have another one. So that's good. Get it plugged in here real quick. Sorry, I'm off camera. I'm going to let that heat up again. And I'll just work on the other side. So well, that's fine. I've also been talking the whole time too. And discussing things. So hopefully this coronavirus thing won't hinder our racing. We've had such a good year so far, and it's crazy. I've never experienced anything like this. Just the weird vibe I get from outside, and talking to people. Because we do have a couple events coming up. Our TCS Championship Series race, regional. Hopefully that one doesn't get canceled. That's in 2 weeks. And then our J Concepts race, April 3rd and 4th. And I don't have any doubt that it might hurt attendance, especially if people are coming. Here you go, Clayton, a driver. Been meaning to, I just haven't done it yet. There we go. Okay, so I've actually been meaning to do a how-to video on soldering. So what I'm going to do first is what I call pre-tinning. I hope that's a common term, but basically we're going to apply a little bit of solder to both things that we're going to solder together. And you know what? Hang on a second. It's actually going to be easier.
Oh, you opened it?
Open what?
The solder?
Yeah. If I use my my hands here. You know where my other thing went? Oh man. Check it out. I got a helping hands I got with a trade a while back. Yeah, he's not supposed to be drinking Mountain Dew, but
why not?
He's turned into that kid. He's gonna be a Kyle.
No, Kyle's drink Monster.
There you go.
That's different.
Yeah, he knows. Robert knows. He just said it's too late for you to drink Mountain Dew. Exactly. So, you guys can see. So, a little bit of solder on the tip helps with heat transfer, and then you just kind of apply a little tiny bit and just coat that wire. And I'm going to do the next one. So, I don't know what it is about solder, why the solder smoke always ends up going to your face no matter where you are. It's kind of annoying.
It's a magnet.
If the magnet could be magnetic, that would actually be a reasonable reason.
Well, I don't think her face contracts. So.
You never know. All right. Stop. Every time. You know that shakes the camera, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It might be easier if I move the soldering iron over to the other side. Right? Maybe. I just want to burn my hand, especially on camera. That would suck. Because then it'd be immortalized, and you guys would think it'd be really funny. Okay, so there's that. And these get a little bit of theirs. So, once again, coat that baby up a little bit. And when I got that one there, I'll do this one. Since it's being held up anyways. Look at that, that's perfect. Okay. So now, what I'm gonna do is actually don't think the size might be too big or too small. Let me go see if I got another one. No, it's the same. Trying to do a clean wiring job. I'm not known for having the most clean wiring jobs ever on the planet. You can ask Will that, or my son, Emerson.
I'm even worse than you.
Yeah, that's true. You are. Pretty proud of him though. He's been doing a lot of his own work to his car and soldering and everything. So it's kind of cool.
I'm gonna like doing all
And what I want to do is get this piece down in here so that it's ready. And now, hopefully this works the way I think it should work. Trying to make sure that it's on camera what I'm doing here. So now that I've pre-tinned both wires, right? So see if I can get that. I've been meaning to, we have a webcam at the store and I've been meaning to actually grab it and see if I can just get a better view of things. But so black on black, red on red, and come on, stop that. Since I'm missing my my other little hook here, I'm gonna have to do this by hand. You just gotta touch them. There we go. Since they're already pre-tinned, all you gotta do is touch them, and look at that. The two wires are soldered together. So I'm gonna bring this. I got to do the other black wire now. And this is where it's going to get tricky because we already have one black wire soldered really nice. But I should just be able to touch it. And it should just go right in there. Oh, yeah, you know what? It's going to be easier to do it the other way. Fail, solder fail. I didn't even think about it. I should have put these two together first and then done the other one. Sorry. Pro at work here, people. I'm like that annoying YouTube guy is like, I'm doing it the right way. You guys have been doing it the wrong way. So I had it perfect, and then I ruined it because I wasn't thinking ahead on how I want to have both of these wires go into the same thing. It's kind of like when you're making a parallel battery cord. It's kind of the same deal. Well, it is the same deal. Not kind of. It is. It's the exact same deal. Okay. There. That's better. So all the black wires are together, and now yeah, I don't need to do that one, do I? super pro. Forgot what I was doing. Still going to work. It's still going to work just fine. All right. There we go. Look at that. Heat shrink. And I don't have a lighter. So the hacky way to do this is to just do this. This is the hack way of shrinking your heat shrink. By the way, I just looked at Facebook before I started doing the live stream tonight, and looks like Jared Tebow is going to be here tomorrow again. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so there's the black, and now we get to move on to the red. So we're going to do it easier this time. We're going to take our red and actually, well, I got this apart. We're going to do this. And that. We're going to wrap this back around so it's cleaner. And set that there. Put this guy in there. And this little guy in there. We're going to twist these guys this time because I'm actually using my noggin, kind of, I guess. And should just be able to have them kind of meet, like a so. What does that do? You paint Proline bodies there. Like, do I paint? Is that the question? Because if the question is, do I paint? Does the store? No. However, if you get on Facebook and look up Bob's Bodies, I'll find it for you. Since we're live, right? Bob's Body Shop. Here you go. You see that? That is Bob's Body Shop. He's one of our local painters, and I highly recommend using him because he paints a lot of the area people's stuff. So the store doesn't, because we don't have anybody that knows how to paint very good. You definitely don't want me painting. I don't have my touring car body here, but I screwed up a one color paint job. Not something you want me to do. And that's the one part of our hobby that I suck at, which is really weird because like I can paint like real life, like I have an artistic eye, I guess, right? But I suck at RC cars because everything's inverted. See? Yeah, but I'm no good at RC car bodies. So that's why Kenny's been painting my bodies for a really long time, and Bob painted this one actually, the crawler body. So um, I highly recommend finding somebody that knows what they're doing. I just don't have the patience for it. It's a lot like flying airplanes with me. Like I just don't have the patience, you know. If I was more patient, I could probably do it, but I'm not. Oh, why is this so difficult? I'm not really doing it the right way. That's why. Doesn't really matter as long as the heat shrink's covering it and the lights turn on, right? There we go. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. So we should be good to plug it in and see if it works. And let's find out. Oh, I'm so fat. This is a terrible live stream. I'm like knocking the camera around. Okay, now I had at one time a cord coming out for my lights, but I think my kiddo broke it. So by the way, if you've never gotten one of these are awesome. I'll never build a car again with my hands. Terrible. All right, so this one is my rear lights, and that's my VEC, and this is my servo winch. We may need a Y connector. Oh, we do have a Y connector. Oh, right there. Ha ha ha. All right, moment of truth. Moment of truth. Come on, baby. Oh, they're red. What? Oh, no. They're red lights. I mean, it's cool, but not cool. I didn't know they were red. That is kind of cool, though, I gotta say. I wonder if that's legal to have different colored headlights. That looks mean. So it was a mistake, but it's kind of a cool mistake. I didn't know they were going to be red, though. Kind of bummed out. I'm actually kind of embarrassed. Yeah, I know that. The problem is I glued these in, so it would take a lot of work to get them off. So the lenses are glued on, and the buckets are shoe on. You know what I could do is, I think there's enough room. I could do 2 more on the outside and make them white, because I do have white lights. I just didn't know that these lights that I got were red, because they come in a package of just stringy lights. So at least it works. Yeah, so we have white lights. This is from a Traxxas kit, and so is that one. I just didn't expect those to be red like that. It's kind of cool looking, though. I mean, it is cool looking. You can see my tail lights. See there? I don't know. If I can get away with it, I'll do it. I'll leave it alone. But I totally wanted those to be white. I just want to make that clear. Dang it. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Oh, well. So now we need to have, well, now I can unplug my soldering iron, actually. Is that one? Yeah, it's that one. So now the only other thing I need to do is have one of the wire, I need it to come out of my servo box so that it can be unplugged when not in use. So, and if I can, boy, it's going to be tight if I'm going to be able to get away with that or not. Probably not. Darn it. What I really need is another lead to come out of there and go into here. And then I'm going to have to figure out how to make this so it doesn't get in the way or flop around or anything like that either. Because otherwise the wire will just get loose and it will get tangled up and then it'll break, and I don't want that to happen. So, time is it? Holy crap, we've been on for an hour. Yeah, look at that in the chat. Not a lot going on. What's everybody's grocery stores like? Because the ones here in Omaha are kind of hit or miss as to whether or not they have toilet paper. So dumb. Shock covers? I don't recommend any shock covers. In my opinion, it's just a wasted thing. There's a lot more other important stuff to worry about on your truck than keeping your shocks clean. If you have a brush, you can just brush off your shocks. I guess if you're in a really sandy area, you probably, they might be valuable, might be useful, because sand will get up. Sand's the worst thing. But if you're not in a sandy area, a little bit of dirt's not going to hurt anything. That's what the O-rings are there for. You know, we got those 2 O-rings in the cartridge, so that's their job, is to keep crap out of the shock. So some gets in there, but I just don't think it's that worth it. So. Interesting. I need to see if I got another lead, like an actual lead. I hate getting up and moving back to my thing. See, I've got my other work area over here, and most of my stuff is in there. So, which my butt doesn't come out. I think I'm gonna have to pick up my another little lead to at the store tomorrow. Because basically, yeah, this I got my Y connector here, but it's not long enough to reach outside of the servo box. So I'll just do it tomorrow. So put this guy back on. Yeah, dude, that's what I've seen that done with balloons before. That's a great idea. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. It's not going to harm your shocks. It's not going to make them like not work. So it should be fine there. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's way cheaper than those shock covers too. You know, I tried them once on my 8 scale. Like 8 scales have these rubber shock boots, is what they call them, and they stay really tight onto the shaft itself. And they usually include those because you know a lot of 8 scale tracks are really blown out, dry, dusty tracks, and so you want your shocks to be consistent. But I've tried them on the outside before around the spring, and I've always found that it kind of binds up the spring, those big heavy cloth ones. So I've never been a fan of those type of shock dust covers. But a balloon is light enough where it should be okay. I think it'd be fine. That's a great idea. You know, they used to do that. They used to use balloons to make their cars waterproof back in the day too. The Nitro Rustler, before they had waterproof radio cases. You know, the car actually came with a balloon. You're supposed to put your receiver inside the balloon. Dang it. Is it fine if I zip tie on the balloon? Yeah, it should be fine. Just make sure it's in a place where the spring's not going to bind, because otherwise it'll cause your car to bottom out prematurely. So like if your shock can't compress because there's something in the way, then what'll happen is you'll hit and you'll just bounce instead of the shock absorbing everything. And you can also risk having those dreaded Traxxas shock caps either bust or come off the shock body altogether. Well, this O-ring does not want to stay put to seal my waterproof crawler box back up. It's kind of annoying. There we go. There we go. You'll have to ask Sean Stoghill if having different colored headlights are legal. God, I hope so. I don't want to do that again. Or like I said, I'll have to string another set together using white. What a bummer. I had no idea that those were red. Yeah, you get used to it though. I can feel it. So I kind of tighten up until I feel resistance, and then I just kind of loosen my hand up a little bit. So I know what you're saying. You're saying the drills would have me worry about stripping stuff, and you definitely can, especially if you're trying to back off something that's really tight. You can definitely strip a screw, but that's why I always keep my my other my other piece hanging around so that I can loosen it up first and then put it back on the drill. And I also have a couple just regular wrenches too, if I lost that, or if somebody's borrowed it, you know. So, okay, one step closer to max points, I hope, for rock crawling and scale crawling. I really wish those lights would have been white, not red. That's crazy. Oh well. All right, so this is going to be done and out of the way for now. Next. Oh no. So how long have we been on? About an hour. Okay. Do they sell Proline bodies for the track / four-wheel drive that are already painted and hard? Proline makes some pre-painted ones, or at least they did. I don't know if they still do. I know we don't have any pre-painted Proline bodies for the Slash. We have lots of bodies for the Slash, but any Proline ones that are pre-painted, I know we don't have. I know, like I said, I know at one time they absolutely had a couple of pre-painted ones. I think there's a blue one, like a regular Proline blue. But I don't know if they still do that or not, because we've never actually carried those before. So if they do, we can totally get them. But if they don't do it anymore, then obviously, we don't have any available. I think right now the Traxxas Raptor, and I think we've got a Traxxas Pro Graphics body pre-painted. I think we have a couple Fox truck bodies that are pre-painted at the store, but again, they're Traxxas ones. They're not Proline. So, well, I'm kind of tired tonight. I got to be back at the track tomorrow, bright and early, and to get the track ready for the Techno Series. I got a long day tomorrow because as long as the award stickers show up, I'll have to put the awards together, and I'll have to get all of our door prizes organized, and I got a lot to do. Plus, I got to get make sure the track's all ready to go, and I got to clean and all that. So, I think I'm gonna bail. It's 10 p.m. Hopefully next week I'll be a little bit more alert and a little bit more aware of what's going on. So, thank you guys. Thanks for getting us over 1,000 subscribers. Now it's on to 2,000, I guess. And make sure that you subscribe if you haven't done so. Make sure you like the videos. Tell your friends about us. And hopefully we'll make some new good content. Again, Tebow's coming, so we'll probably have some good techno footage this weekend. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the podcast. You can find, just search HobbyPlex or HobbyPlex Show on all of your favorite. Hang on. When are they going to show us the track? The track's on Facebook. Look up Techno HobbyPlex. Search Techno HobbyPlex on Facebook, and you'll get to the Techno page. Track pics are there. So thanks for tuning in.